Hey folks, welcome back. Welcome back to the new year, 2020. All right, 2020. Been on a little sabbatical from YouTube world, but I'm back. I'm back with a little something for you. All right. Took a little time. Was doing some research, trying to figure out how to be a better homemaker, you know. I've been reading up on recipes, how to bake cakes, make pies, stuff like that, you know, trying to be a well-rounded man, you know. That's what I'm going to do in 2020. I'm going to be a well-rounded man around the kitchen. So that's what I've been doing the last few weeks, but I'm back. What's up? Hope everybody's good. I'm good. Let's get into it. So, I misled you a little bit. One of my last videos, I think I mentioned that I was done dating, right? Let's see, a good 2 months. I was on the wagon for a good 2 months. I was doing good. And as you folks know, I talk a lot and I let you in little bits and pieces into my background. And one of the things that you know that I've been doing since my college days is that I've been working in clubs. I enjoy it. You know, it's a very social thing. When I first started working in clubs, I used to be inside, you know, hard guy, bouncer. Don't use that term bouncer anymore. Club security, they call it. But back in the day, we were bouncers because we used to bounce people out. Can't do that anymore. So as I got older, I went away from that whole bouncer thing and got more into being a door guy, checking IDs, socializing. You're the face of the club. You know, you're the first person that people see on their night out. Hey, Joe, how you doing? I'm good. Let me see your ID. Oh, you're good. Let's go. The VIP? Let's do it. Let's go. Keep the line moving. You know, it's a social position. You know, no thuggish, just social. So, with that in mind, so I'm in my 2 month, I'm 2 months in this no dating thing, right? Feeling good about it. So I'm working. And I only work like maybe one, 2 nights a week. So it's just to get out of the crib, do a little something. So I'm working one night. I'm working the VIP line, right? And there's this group of like about 10, about 6 dudes, 4 women. They're celebrating something. A bit of an older group, you know. Typically, the age group of this club is probably, I think the sweet spot is like 25 to maybe early 30s, maybe. That's the sweet spot. Of course, there's others sprinkled in there. But this particular group, I'm checking IDs, and the one thing about older folks who go to clubs, they make a big deal when you ask them for their IDs, especially the women. Oh, thank you. Some say thank you in a real flirty way, and some don't want to give it to you because they say, oh, this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, you know what? It's a club policy. Can I just see your ID, please? So this particular night, I'm checking these folks into their VIP spot. So I go to check this lady's ID. She gives me the whole, you know, I've heard just about every line there is to hear in my club days. So she says to me, I don't want to give you my ID. And I said, okay, here we go. I said, but why? But why don't you want to give me your ID? She goes, I'm too old for this place. She goes, I don't even want to be here. They dragged me. This is not my scene. I'm too old. I said, you're not too old. You're not too old. I can tell you're not too old. My door guy, suave. You're not too old. let me check this ID. I bet you can't even get in here. She gives me the ID. Boom. She is a mature woman, shall we say. And so she gets a little giggle out of this. So we're giggling back and forth. She goes, I don't really want to do this. I said, you know what? Just go. I said, I'll make a deal with you. All right? You go inside. And if you don't have a good time, you come back and see me at the end of the night. All right? And we'll talk about it. She goes, oh, okay. She goes off. You know, so I've heard this line 100 times before. I'm too old to be in here. And they always end up having a great time, and I never ever see them again because they usually go out at the end of the night. They had a few cocktails and they've forgotten the whole conversation they had with door guy hours previously. So this particular night, at some point in time, we'll call this lady, we'll call her Mei Ling. Okay? I don't know, maybe an hour after this, Mei Ling shows back up at the door and says, oh, by the way, I didn't catch your name on the way in. You didn't catch my name on the way in. Were you supposed to? So this is like an hour later. I'm saying to myself, so now you decided you didn't catch my name on the way in? So anyways, I'm playing along. I'm like, oh, I'm Joe. Nice to meet you. Mei Ling introduces herself. Of course, I already knew who she was because what? I checked her ID. Okay? I even know where she lives. But that's not what I do. Anywho, I say, my name's Joe. Are you having a good time? She's like, they're so young in there. I don't know. I said, you know, I don't see any of the rest of your friends, so they must be having a good time. So why don't you just go back up and try to have a good time? She goes, okay, Joe, I'll see you at the end of the night. I'm like, sure you will. All right, bye. Again, I've seen this a million times. Night goes on. You know, it's chilly. Just trying to get through the night. Trying to get through it. So now, probably another, I don't know, hour later. People are starting to head out. Do their thing. Whatever their thing is. And guess who shows up? Mei Ling. Says, hey Joe, you said for me to come and see you if I really didn't have a good time in this place. I said I did, didn't I? She goes, yes, you did. So, Mei Ling, I take it you did not have a great time? She says, no, I didn't like the music. The crowd was very young. My friends enjoyed themselves, but me, no, not so much. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe next time. She goes, there won't be a next time. I said again, I'm sorry to hear that, you know? But then she says to me, she goes, Joe. I said, Mei Ling. She says, do you have a phone? I said, yeah, I probably have a phone. I said, why do you want to know if I have a phone? She goes, I just want to see something. Can I see your phone for a second? In the meantime, my door guy buddy's looking at me and rolling his eyes like, bro, you gonna work or you gonna do what it is that you're doing at this current time? I'm like, relax, bro. I'll be there in a second. So I take my phone out. I'm just playing along with this game, whatever this game that she's playing. I'm just playing along with it. That's what we do. You know, make the night go by. You just have a little fun. So I take out my phone and give it to her. She goes, "Can you open it?" I'm like, aha. I said, "Why do you want me to open my phone?" She goes, "Just open it." So I put my code in, give it to her. Again, playing along with this. So she goes into the phone and she, oldest trick in the book, by the way. She dials her number. All right, and it rings. And again, I'm playing along with, oh, I said, "Who's calling me? Oh, who's calling me now?" She saves her number in my phone. I'm like, wow, look at you. You aggressive thing, you. I said, okay. Then she proceeds to say, "Joe, I'm gonna hit you up tomorrow." I said, "You're gonna hit me up tomorrow?" I said, "Mei-Ling, what if I'm, like, not available? What if you hit me up tomorrow and you cause some problems? How do you even know all this?" She says, "I can tell. I can tell that you're available. So I'm gonna hit you up tomorrow." I couldn't help but chuckle. I'm like, damn, okay. You do that. Now I'm thinking to myself, the rest of the night, my buddies are like, "God damn, bro. That worked out okay." I said, it was what it was. Now I'm saying to myself, I'm on this 2-month no date sabbatical. It's going well. You know, my mind's clean. Everything's good. No stress. Life is so easy when you're not dating. Very simple. Very simple. So, again, I'm thinking to myself, you know, I've seen a lot of women operate at different levels when it comes to how they flirt with club personnel. And I gotta give her a little something. Her game was pretty strong, but I still chuckle. I'm like, okay, because I'm not gonna hit her up. No, I would never do that. So, guess what, folks? As advertised, the next day, I think it was a Sunday, I got a text. I got a text from Mei-Ling. You know, the usual text, blah, 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 a little back and forth. And, you know, I've got this grin on my face as I'm texting, like, this is funny. It's funny. It was fun. It was fun. So through this, she was aggressive. She was aggressive. And I think her aggressiveness was attractive in a way, because I'm not used to that. And she was coming at me like a dude. She was coming at me like a dude would come at a girl. I'm like, okay, let me play this. I've never done this before, you know? I'm gonna play that role, all right? So she's going on, and she says to me, what are you doing next weekend? Do you have any time off? I said, I'm working. I'm actually working next weekend. She goes, what are you doing during the week? I'm like, oh. I said, I don't know. I usually work till blah, blah, blah time, and then I do whatever. She says, I got this spot that I want you to check out if you're interested. You know, it's a Wednesday night spot. It's kind of cozy, but they play good music on Wednesday night if you're interested. She goes, I'd like to take you there. I'm like, I said, okay, well, we can do that. I can do that if that's what you want. Okay, so we set it up. We decide to meet at some random parking lot. That seems to be my theme, huh? Meeting in random parking lots. So, it's safe. You know, I don't have to tell her where I live. She doesn't have to tell me where she lives. That level of safety, you know, for you folks out there doing the dating thing, try it out. It works. It works. Safety. Make sure when you meet, well lit, women, well lit. Have your phone, mace, boom, ready to action in case it's a creep. All right, so anyway, this Wednesday comes around. We meet. Mei Ling has a nice whip. I think Mei Ling is balling. I think. All right. So she tells me what she's driving. I pull up next to it, and I hop out, thinking that I'm just gonna have her hop out of her whip and into mine and go off to wherever this spot that she wants me to go to. But no. Like I said, this chick's like a dude. She signals to me to get into the passenger side. I'm like, wow, mad different. So I hop in. Hey, how you doing? She goes, I'm good. Glad you could make it. I'm like, okay, I'm glad I could make it too. So she takes me to this place. Real small little club. And she was right. It was banging on a Wednesday night. So much so that it was like, it was bodied up on there, but the place was small. It was like somebody's basement. You know, somebody's basement with a full bar. And they were playing good music. Little half Spanish, half hip hop, you know, whatever. It was so small and bodied up. Like when we got up there, she ordered drinks. She asked me what I was into. I told her what I drank. So she ordered the drinks. I'm like, oh man, this is different. So she was right up on me because the place is so small. So there's no dance floor. So if you felt something and you wanted to get into the music, you just had to like do your thing right there in that spot. Remember that, folks. That's a very important point of that story. There's no dance floor. We were bodied up, and when a jam came on, you couldn't dance. You had to just do that. Remember that. So we hung out there for a while, had a good time. Again, it's Wednesday night, and I gotta work early on Wednesday, and so does she. So we agreed we're just gonna like get to know each other a little bit, and you know, have a couple of cocktails and call it a night. That works for me. That works really well for me. So she tabs out. I'm like, wow, this hasn't happened to me in forever. So I'm like, now I'm saying to myself, this is cool. Where's this gonna go? So we go back out to her ride. I hop in. She hops in. I'm in the passenger seat. Sounds funny. I'm in the passenger seat. And she takes me back to that spot, well-lit spot. So in case she got crazy, I had my mace ready for her. I was ready in case she got crazy on me. But nothing got crazy. It was a good night. You know, it was an adult night. And we exchanged some pleasantries at the end of the night, and I was driving back home, and I was like, that was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. I'll see her again if she's interested. So that was Wednesday. So the rest of the week, we kind of shot some text back and forth, and she was very busy. I guess she got some kind of important job that she's works till all hours of the night, and she's always traveling. Does a lot of traveling. She does a lot of traveling overseas to Asia and whatnot. I'm like, cool. So she said, I'm gonna be away this weekend, but next weekend I'll be back if you're interested in doing something. I said, okay. I said, that's cool because I'm working this weekend, but next weekend I'm only working one day, so let's do something. Fast forward, she's back, and she's right on the text. Joe, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, wow, okay, cool. So we go out. This time, I'm taking control. None of this passenger seat thing or you driving. No. I want some information. So I said, hey, yo, girl, if we're going to go out, I need your address. I'm going to pick you up. I'm driving. We're doing my thing. All right? We're going to go to a spot that I know. We're going to do my thing. I'm taking control. All right? She says, okay. Okay. I live it. This, that, and the other thing. I already knew that though, right? Because I have her ID up here. Woo! Mad creepy. I'm joking, folks. When I look at IDs, I don't look at addresses. I'm just teasing. I just look at ages and faces. See if you're cute or not. That's all. That's all. I don't care where you live. Or do I? So anyway, the night comes, pick her up, lives in a nice spot, nice area of a very nice town. Mayling's balling, all right? Mayling's balling. Pick her up. We go to a spot that I know. And this spot has, you can eat, and then after you're done eating, you can go upstairs and there's a DJ, nice dance floor. It's a nice spot. So we did that. We were eating, drinking. I'm saying, wow, Mayling's, she's digging me. I'm not really, I'm still into that no dating zone kind of thing, but I'm just going along with it, right? So here's where it gets interesting, folks. All right. So we're done, a little snack. And we go upstairs. Mayling really likes music. She really does. So we're sitting on the side of the dance floor a little bit, right? And the song comes on. This hip hop song. Now this club is just all hip hop. So I'm like, she sees me doing this and she goes, oh, you want to dance? I'm like, yeah, I want to dance. So we get on the dance floor, folks. You remember what I said about the first spot that she took me to? It was bodied up and you couldn't really move. There was no dance floor. Well, we're on a dance floor. Lots of room. And I start to do my two-step thing, you know, OG thing. And Mayling, for some reason, this lady, every movement she made on the dance floor was offbeat. She was going 100 miles an hour and the song was like, and when she first started doing this, I was like, is she joking? Is she trying to make me laugh? All right, and all right, I'm like, all right. So we kind of struggled through that song and I got back to where we were sitting and now she's getting real cozy. She sits on my lap. I'm like, I don't think I know you that well, but hey, if you're comfortable, I'm a gentleman. Here's my lap. So there's a group of women on the dance floor. So I said to her, I said, hey, why don't you go dance? Why don't you go dance? I'm gonna sit this one out. My brother's kind of tired, you know. Go dance. I just want to see. So I just wanted to see if that whole out of rhythm thing was all in my head or is that the way she rolled? All right, so she goes out on the dance floor and she's doing the same thing. She's completely offbeat. She's dancing like her hair's on fire. And these women that she was dancing with, they're kind of looking at each other like, what goes on here? I'm like, wow. And folks, at the risk of sounding shallow, that was a deal breaker for me. That was a deal breaker. I love, one of my most favorite things to do on a social way, no matter how old I get, I love to dance. I love to go to clubs. That's my thing. It's my #1 favorite social thing to still do. I love it. And I typically like to go out. I don't like to go to clubs by myself. I usually like to go to clubs with a person who likes that kind of vibe and likes to dance. But I can't go to a club with a woman just to go with a woman. She has to be in rhythm with the music. And I found myself like, I was kind of mad at myself for feeling that way. But I'm like, oh man. I was like, damn, Joe, is this going to be another story time? Do you just go on dates so you can have story time? I'm like, no. Fight it, Joe, fight it. I couldn't fight it. So she comes back off the dance floor. She's all happy. She's having a good time. And I'm kind of feeling bad inside that I was feeling this way. Then another jam came on. I was like, oh. She goes, oh, you like the song? I heard it in your car. Let's go. I'm like, I'm gonna go get a couple drinks. I'll be right back. So she goes on the dance floor by herself. She's doing this thing by herself. And mercy. So somehow, some way, that night came to an end, and drove her back home. And she invited me inside. I said, cool, all right. We're kind of chilling, chit-chatting, reviewing the evening a little bit. And we're sitting on the couch, and I kind of just turned and looked at her, then looked away, and I said, hey, Maylene, I gotta go. She was like, wow, you gotta go? I said, yeah, I gotta go. So I cleaned things up, tied up in a nice bow, gave her a hug, hopped in my whip, went home. The whole drive home, I was beating myself up. I was like, dude, what is your deal? What is your deal? I had no answers for myself. So I think a couple days later, I got a text from her. You know, just a chit chat. And, you know, it was a text with, didn't really say much. And I really started to feel bad about myself. So a couple days after that, I texted her. I said, hey girl, I'm only working one night next weekend. You wanna go out dancing again? Ready for this, folks? She says, no. She says, no, Joe. You don't seem like you enjoy dancing. She says to me, you sat most of the night that we went out dancing. So, no, I enjoy dancing. You don't. So, I don't want to go dancing with you, Joe. And oh, by the way, Joe, I'm going to Asia for a month on business. So, I'm not going to be able to be reached. I'm like, ooh, okay. So, folks, that was my re-entry after 2 months into dating. And guess what? That was a self-explosion. I exploded on myself, all right? I exploded on myself. So, somewhere, I bet Maylene is doing a story time on me, all right? I deserve the story time. I story timed myself. But that's all right. That's all right. Guess what, folks? Live and learn. Live and learn, right? Now, the lesson that I learned from this, and the lesson that I want you to take from this story, is that, folks, step outside your box. Don't judge like I did. Oh, she can't dance. She can't dance, so therefore Maylene was cute, by the way. She was cute. And she obviously liked the kid. She went aggressively after me. And I blew it. I blew it. But I'm going to tell you, I'm not losing any sleep over it, because it's just a lesson. It's just a lesson learned. Plus, I think, like I said before, I think I do these things for story times now. All right? I'm joking. I'm joking. My heart is out there. My heart is out there. Maylene took it and she stepped on it. It was a good lesson. I deserved it. I deserved it. You know, here you go, Joe. Here you go, Mr. Two-step. Two-step by yourself at home, mister. So, that's the moral of the story, folks. Be kind. Open your mind. If you feel like dating and you see... And the interesting thing, too, folks, is that you as you can see, you can meet people anywhere, any place. So, you know, if you're a person of open-mindedness and you enjoy, you know, I'm not gonna fool myself. I try to fool myself for 2 months. You know what? I have to date. I like dating. You know, I like dating. You know, I'm not looking to get like this, but I like dating. I like the company. I like to go out. I like to do things. I like to sip on lattes during the day. You know, Saturday afternoon sipping on some lattes. Maybe at night having a little cocktail. Whatever. I like to do it. So, when I said I'm not dating anymore, not so true. Not so true. You know, took a little break. Took a little break to, you know, take a step back and say, hey, do I enjoy this? Yeah, I do. I do. All right, folks. So, again, take from this as you will. I always share it. I share stories for you to think and say, would I do that? Yeah, I would do that. No, I wouldn't do that. No, Joe, that's not cool. Joe, yeah, that's okay. Whatever. The company of others is fun. It creates memories. It creates stories. It's all good. It's all good. So, hope you enjoyed it. I don't mind sharing it because nobody got hurt. All right. Mei Ling doesn't do the YouTube thing. You know, it's beneath her. All right. She's up here. YouTube is down there, apparently. All right. So, there's no chance of her seeing this video, but she helped me. You know, so thank you, Mei Ling, wherever you may be today. Thank you for helping me get, you know, out of myself. You know, I'm more open. All right. So if you're out there and you can't dance, but you like music, we can go out. It's all good. It's all good. All right. Folks, hope you enjoyed it. Again, I enjoyed talking to you. Till next time. Peace. Love. I strive. You keep striving. I'm out.